ended at Tucker Lutz against Melsik.
We are live. We are live for UFC Vegas 77 preview, Sunday, July 9th, 2023. I'm in Vegas. We just finished recapping UFC 290 with Alex Bahunin. Awesome card, Marcel. Now we shift our focus to UFC Vegas 77 Holm and Silva. I'm not even going to say it, Marcel. I mean, it's not the best card. It's really not. But still want to talk about it, obviously. Still going to enjoy the card. I'm looking forward to it. But, like I said, Marcel, not the greatest card. Any thoughts on it, man? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it looks really, really soft. I think if you ask a casual fan, they probably know Holly Holm and Terrance McKinney. That's basically it. I'm still watching it. I don't care. I love MMA. So, but I mean, for the casual fan, this will be not really a card that people love to watch, probably. But also, by the way, I saw a comment in the last podcast where somebody's like, "Do you guys know that Thomas Peterson is fighting on a Contender Series? He's fighting Chandler Cole."
Oh, yes.
So, yeah.
Nice. Well, he's LFA guy, right? A couple of comments. Any truth to the rumor Marcel couldn't attend the national fight?
Oh God.
Miss Netherlands. Oh God.
So you know why? You know what this comment is about? No. Right? So yesterday they choose a Miss Netherlands over here in the Netherlands. And that's a transgender. So,
I see.
So the transgender won against all like female girls who were born as a female, right? So there's a lot of commotion over here about that. So probably that's why he said it. But no, man, I'm not a transgender. I'm sorry. Shadow your dreams, Glenn.
Oh my God. A couple other comments here. We got Antoine. We're good, man. I'm in Vegas. I'm doing good. Just tired, man. Like I went to bed super late. Walking around all day, like it's crazy, dude. Like I have barely slept here. I've just been trying to do as much as I can. Seen so many people, met so many people. It's been awesome. I agree, Joe. I mean, you never know with some of these cards. Like they don't look great on paper. They produce a bunch of knockouts, right? But we'll see. Cole, what's up? What a shit card. Hope Vegas weekend was good. Yeah, it's gonna be a very quick preview. Very, very quick. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I want to get back to. I'm at Circa Hotel right now. It's unbelievable, Marcel. It's great here. So, all right, let's get into the fights, Marcel. We'll start off here, guys. With I'm using UFC stats as always for the card, as you guys know. First fight on the card, women's bantamweight, Ashlee Evans-Smith, Ailin Perez. Odds for this fight, -170 Perez, +130 Ashlee Evans-Smith. I mean, I just do not care about this fight at all. Do you care about this fight at all?
No, it's like the sex talker against the sex seller, right? Oh, so God. It's like, I listen, man. Ashlee Evans-Smith, at a certain moment, she was pretty legit, in the UFC, but she hasn't fought for such a long time, And Ailin Perez, I mean, she had a very bad debut against Stephanie Egger. Dude, this can literally go every single way possible. We don't know how Ashlee Evans-Smith looks after all that time off. And Ailin Perez, I haven't been impressed what I saw so far, but we didn't see much, So it's super difficult here to say anything about it, actually, because... Yeah, I mean, can we go for a fucking split draw or something? I don't know. I'm taking Perez, but I'm not sure decision. I don't know. Don't give a fuck, to be honest.
I mean, I just don't care about this fight at all. Took Perez decision. That's what I'll take too. It's hard to pick Smith with all this time off, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
3 years away. I just do not care about this fight. I'm not betting on this fight. Yeah, it's not the greatest handicap, guys. I just don't care enough to really get into it. Yeah, it's Perez by decision.
By the way, talking about transgenders, actually, Ashlee Evans-Smith is the one girl who stopped Fallon Fox. Remember back in the day?
I remember that back in the day. I mean, that was like it was almost like it was more controversial then. Now,
yeah.
All right, go to the next fight here, guys. We got Alex Munoz against Carl Deaton III. I mean, another fight that. Just Marcel, this fight's not very good. Munoz -145, Deaton +115. Like these guys are not really UFC caliber. Munoz, what's his record? UFC 0-2, hasn't fought in 2 years. Deaton 0-1. This is not a UFC caliber fight. Then don't care about this fight very much. I would think Munoz probably will have the wrestling in this fight and will be able to win decision, Marcel. But I'm not betting on this fight either, guys. Munoz by decision is my pick. I'll leave with the favorite. What do you think?
Yeah, we're cool. We're going with Michael Chandler in disguise, right? We're going with Alex Munoz. And I'm with you there, man. I also think he takes a decision win with this wrestling. Yeah, not much more to say about it actually.
I mean it's good. Like I want to do a quicker podcast, but like the first two fights, I just don't care much about. For the fight comment here. So to this one, introduce Cole. Kenny left his gym now full time with Texas with Holland and trains with Lewis and Murphy's good. Nice, that's good. That's good. It's interesting. Also, thought back the cuts with performance last time. Right? Elder said he's fighting for John Mills to die, even though he probably should have won the fight. But the guy or the cut happened, and he got stopped. But he was actually winning that fight. The scorecard. Sadykhov. All right, next fight here, Marcel. We got the flyweights, and this is, I would say, a pretty good fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one's a little bit more interesting. We got Azat Maksum against Tyson Nam, and the odds for this one we have Azat minus 435, Nam plus 300. So a huge favorite here for the newcomer, undefeated prospect here, Marcel. What do you think? You think he wins?
I think so. The thing is with Tyson Nam, we know he can surprise. We know he can, and he's like the veteran here. He has a lot of fights already, and I see him surprised so many times when I was like, he's not going to win this time, and then he wins, and with vicious knockouts he does. So, and I'm talking about before he was in the UFC against Eduardo Dantas. He did. I think he knocked out Ali Baghdasaryan back in the day as well, right? Or I'm mistaken right now. No, I'm not. The head kick knockout actually. So he got some good wins on his record, but at the same time, what I saw from Azat Maksum, I like the guy. I think he's very good. He's alongside with Asu Almabayev, one of the two Kazakh guys who got signed by the UFC recently for the flyweight division. I think the dude is really legit, dude. I'm looking forward to this fight. Tyson Nam, perfect way to step into the UFC to see where you're at, in the flyweight division. Tyson Nam is not like the top of the division, but he's definitely like a legit guy, and he's a veteran, so I really like this fight. I would go with Azat Maksum. I think Azat wins, and I think he will probably go to will we finish him? I'm going with a decision, man. Nam is pretty difficult to finish. I'm going with a decision.
Yeah, I mean, how do you not pick this guy? I think you prospect. Nam's a good fighter, but 39. I think he's going with flyweight. He's coming off a submission loss too. This guy has a lot of submissions. I think he might finish him, Marcel. I think it's a good spot for this guy to get a finish. So, yeah, this guy wins. I'm interested in the fight because I think this guy could be a good prospect. Dixon, what's up, man? We have a good evening as well, my friend. All right, go to the next fight here. We got Evan Elder taking on Genaro Valdez. This should be a fun fight, Marcel. I mean, they're not big names, but trust me, these guys are going to throw down. Elder minus 310, Valdez plus 225. Elder wins. In my opinion, probably knocks this guy out. This guy, what's his name? Valdez took so much damage, guys, in that fight with Matt Fevla. Like, unbelievable amount of damage. Dropped multiple times, and even against Natan Levy again, taking a lot of damage. This guy's been dropped 4 times UFC, and then Natan Levy took him down 6 times. So, yeah, I mean, listen, the dude's tough. Like, the last fight showed it, but yeah, I mean, Elder, I just think he's the better fighter, much younger as well. He's 26 years old. Good prospect. Again, looked great in his last fight. Had got his head cut open and then, ended the fight, but he was up on the scorecards. He probably would have won the fight. So, yeah, man, I mean, I think this guy wins. I'm pretty confident in going to win here, Marcel, and I think he knocks them out. What do you think, man?
Yeah, Evan Elder is probably one of the guys with 0-2 record who is actually pretty too good to be an 0-2 record in the UFC, you know what I mean? If you look at Genaro Valdez, he's also 0-2, got that win over Dana White's son, Patrick White, in the Contender Series. Favorite fighter of Adam, he's also from Alaska FC. So,
you know what, though? That fight's actually a lot of fun to watch. I recommend watching that.
It was. I think Patrick White did very well, in the beginning. I think Valdez took over at a certain moment. Elder. I like Elder a lot. He trains at Kill Cliff. He's a promising guy. He took a fight on short notice against Preston Parsons, a weight class up. He lost that fight, and then he fought against Nazim Sadykhov last time out. And he was on the 2018 up on the scorecards, and then got stopped due to a cut in the 3rd round. So, yeah, I'm with Elder here. I think Elder finishes him as well. Give me Evan Elder with a TKO win in the 1st round.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, the question about the equal price dive thing, we talked about in the last podcast. I don't think so, but like someone else mentioned, there's so much money involved that you never know. Sure looked like he got finished to me. I think he got hurt pretty bad, man. Those uppercuts and the hooks from the clinch were pretty deadly. It's Robbie Lawler who we're talking about, right?
I don't see Nico taking a dive, man. I just listen. If you're thinking about taking a dive, you're not gonna get a whole training camp somewhere else, missing your family for such a long time. He has 5 or 6 kids, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I can't. I don't see. I just don't see it, you know.
I mean, I completely agree with you. It's just speculation. I don't think there's any like proof. I mean, but again, be interesting, especially after the James Crow thing. I would imagine these fighters are a little bit smarter now going forward. All right, Marcel, let's get to the next fight here. We have featherweights up here, guys. A fight that should be pretty good. Austin Lingo against Melquizael Costa. Odds for this one have Costa minus 210, Lingo plus 165. What do you think, man? Who are you picking in this one?
That's a crazy line to me, to be really honest, dude. Yeah. I think Austin Lingo should be favored, in my opinion. You know,
dude, I'm with you on this one. Awesome.
Yeah, I think Austin Lingo is pretty good. You know, he lost to Nate Landwehr last time, but he ain't a bad fighter. You know, I like him a lot. I think he's fun to watch. If you look at Melquizael Costa, I know he got the short notice fight against Thiago Moises. He didn't win that one, but I mean, it was short notice. So what can you take out of it? You know. Before that, he had some pretty decent wins at LFA, I can remember. Overall, a fun fighter, but I wouldn't pick him over Lingo. You know, I think Lingo is more all round. I think Lingo wins the fight decision. You know, I like Austin Lingo. I think Austin Lingo is one of these guys really underrated in the division. You know, not many people talking about him because obviously he also has a loss here against Landwehr recently, but he's a good fighter, man. I'm picking him. I think he wins.
I'm with you on this one. I'm a little confused by the line here. Like, I don't really see why Costa's favored. Like, he had one fight. It wasn't impressive. I know he's got a lot of experience. He has 25 fights, but, like, and I think, you know, he had some wins. You know, the promotions are decent. But, like, Lingo's actually in the UFC. You know, he's actually fighting UFC guys. This guy is not bad, but I just don't really see why he's favored, right? It doesn't really – it's not like he's undefeated. He's lost, you know, quite a few times. Again, the experience does favor him, but, like, Austin Lingo is the UFC experience. I think Lingo. What do you think? Decision? Is that what you're picking?
Yeah, decision. Yeah. I think Costa's competitive. I think Costa's competitive, but I think Lingo wins.
Will be a competitive fight, but I'm with you. I think he wins as an underdog. This line is kind of confusing to me, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, next fight, Marcel. We got Viktoriia Dudakova taking on Istela Nunes. Odds for this fight are Dudakova's big favorite here, minus 270, plus 230 on Nunes. I'm assuming you're picking Dudakova, Marcel.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Nunes had that good first round, remember, or a good beginning against Horegi last time out, you know. But yeah, I'm not impressed by her at all, you know, not at all. And if you look at Dudakova, I think Dudakova, didn't she injure herself in that fight against Maria Silva, and she couldn't? She had trouble in the last round. I don't know exactly anymore, but she took the O from Maria Silva, you know, and that was in a fight where Maria Silva was a pretty. I think she was pretty big favorite, I mean, at least minus 200, minus 300, I think, favorite, and Dudakova got it done. Yeah, I'm picking Dudakova here, man. Dudakova is 24 years of age. She's a lot younger than Istela Nunes, and I see more upside for her. I even think she gets the finish here, man. I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm taking Viktoriia Dudakova, and we're going for a submission win in the second round.
Yeah, I think she wins too. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Like, yeah, it was just pretty impressive. Right? The fight wasn't the most exciting, but you obviously see the potential, the amount of control time she had in that fight. Super young, Marcel, 24 years old. Like, I think they see something here. And Nunes he's pretty bad in the UFC. Other than dropping your Regbi, which we should have known as an omen to come, not impressive. Bad cardio, can get finished. So it'd be good for 5 minutes, and that's it. So, yeah, I think due to COVID wins, you guys like sub, probably. It seems like a pretty likely outcome here, guys. All right, next fight here, Melsik Baghdasaryan taking on Tucker Lutz, Top Gun. Odds for this fight, we have Melsik minus 230, Top Gun, Tucker Lutz plus 165. Melsik, do you think he wins, Marcel? I think he's training with Edmund. I think he's like one of the only guys, right, that trains with Edmund. Is that right?
I don't know, man. I mean, Melsik is at how do you say that? You mean at Edmund? You mean, right? Yeah, with Taverdian. Yeah, right. Yeah, he is. He is at what's that goal? Diamond. Diamond.
Glendale Fight Club.
Glendale Fight Club. Yeah,
Can you
no,
name
no,
it?
yeah, no. Glendale Fight
Yeah.
Club is right. I still think he wins the fight, man. I think
Yeah.
Tucker Lutz is pretty decent, but Melsik is aggressive. I think Melsik knows he needs to finish here. I think he goes for the finish. I think he finishes first round, TKO.
Yeah, no, I think he wins too. I don't rate Lutz too high. I haven't been too impressed with him. I don't love how this guy's training there, but Marcel, but I think he's still the better fighter. Anyways, when there's 11 fighters of this card never had UFC win, tickets start at 1750. Wow, the UFC is killing it right now. All right, here we go, Marcel. This is the main card now, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Terrance McKinney taking on, Nazim Sadykhov. This is the best fight in the card, in my opinion. Should be fight of the night, or at least a performance bonus coming from this. Nazim Sadykhov minus 170, Terrance McKinney plus 130. Listen, I like Terrance a lot, man. He's a fun fighter. He's a good dude. I like him, but I can't trust him, man. The cardio really, is an issue, I think. The durability is an issue. Sadykhov, showed a lot of toughness in that last fight, man. He hung in there, and he's a good striker, pretty good wrestler. I think Sadykhov probably ends up being the finisher, Marcel. I'm going to take Sadykhov by TKO. What do you think?
This is such a difficult one, because Sadykhov, to be really honest, he was losing against Elder, in that fight, and he got the win because of that cut. Obviously, he made sure he got that cut, so I give him credit for it. But I wasn't really impressed with what he showed there, With McKinney, it's like McKinney can go crazy in the first round probably, and then he fades more normally, with a lot of fights. So it's really like an early finish for McKinney or a decision win for Sadykhov or a late finish for Sadykhov. Man, this is a really tough fight to pick. I'm really in doubt in this one, dude. I'm really in doubt in this one because I really feel like it can go both ways. It depends on how the first round goes. Man, I'm going McKinney. First round TKO. That's what I think. And if that doesn't happen, then Nazim wins the fight.
Yeah, it should be a good fight either way. But yeah, I'm going to go with Sadykhov. Here we have a disagreement finally. All right, here we go. Next fight here, we have Ottman Azaitar Azaitar, taking on Francisco Prado, lightweight division. Odds for this one don't make sense to me. Prado is favored minus 150. Azaitar plus 115. I don't agree with these odds either, Marcel. I don't see Prado why he's the favorite. He did not look good in his debut. Doesn't have a lot of experience in good competition, and Azaitar has legitimate knockout power. I know he got clipped in his last fight and lost, but before that, he was on the roll. As an underdog, I don't really bet it. I think he should be favored. Again, he has actual wins at the UFC. Prado just not impressive at all to me. The automatic fade going forward for me. I know he's super young, guys. I get he's 21, but didn't look UFC right at all. He was actually taking a guy with a ton of knockout power. So, yeah, I mean, Azaitar, we'll see. I mean, maybe he'll get exposed again if he can get that quick finish, but I think maybe he can put this guy out. So I'm going to go to Azaitar, Marcel. I'm going to take another underdog here. What do you think?
I don't. The thing is, I've never been really impressed by Azaitar. I have to say that really quiet because he's training in the Netherlands a lot of times as well, and people are really high on him here. I'm absolutely not. I called him getting lost, losing against Frivola, if you can remember. I didn't call Frivola to knock him out in the first round, but I called that Frivola was going to win. Prado, you're right. It wasn't a good showing against Malaki, not at all, but Malaki is a completely different fighter than Ottman Azaitar, I think. And Azaitar was going to look to strike with him. And I think Prado tries to take him down. I don't think that Azaitar comes even close to Malaki's ground game. And I think Prado finishes him with a submission in the first round.
Maybe I'm underestimating the guy. We'll see. But yeah, I think the other guy should be favored. All right, go to the next fight here, Marcel. We have Chelsea Chandler taking on Norma Dumont at women's featherweight. Okay, so this division's done, but there's still a fight happening. Okay, very bizarre. Anyways, Norma minus 135, Chelsea Chandler plus 105. Listen, I know Chelsea Chandler looked good in her debut, but Norma Dumont is a big girl, tough to take down. Chandler, I'm really not proven on the feet at all. I just feel like, Marcel, this fight's going to be a lot of fence pushing, just like a lot of Norma Dumont's fights. They aren't very exciting. A lot of fence pushing, jogging for position. And I think Norma grinds a decision out against the fence. I don't think it'll be exciting. I don't think it should be on the main card. It shouldn't be on the main card at all. What the heck? Dumont by decision and hope this is the last women's featherweight fight, man. It's just that's a bad division. What do you think?
That's definitely a bad division, man. Yeah, the thing is, like, what can you say again about the first fight against Stolyarenko for Chandler, right? I mean, Stolyarenko, the UFC thinks she's that bad that she has to fight Molly McCann next. So, yeah, it's like difficult, you know. I think Chelsea Chandler ain't bad, you know, what I've seen from her so far. But Norma Dumont, the thing with Norma Dumont is that she actually needs a really good win to get some recognition in the UFC, because she wins a lot of fights, but it's just like she just get by, you know what I mean? It's competitive all the time. And that's why I could take a gamble for Chelsea Chandler here, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Chelsea Chandler. I think I'm going with a submission early. Yeah, let's go crazy. Why not? I mean, this card, we got to spice it a little bit up, man. This card, because the UFC obviously didn't do it for this card, so we have to do it.
Yeah.
Chandler submission, first or second round. Let's go.
All right, there you go. So you have a different pick there. Marcel taking the underdog. Chelsea Chandler. All right, next fight here. Walt Harris taking on Josh Parisian. Low-level heavyweight fight here, Marcel. Of course, UFC main card special for the fight nights. Odds for this one: Walt Harris minus 225, Josh Parisian plus 165. I wouldn't run to the window to lay the minus 265 on Walt Harris here, but I'm going to pick him to win. I'm not high on either guy, but Parisian, I don't like the durability, man. I'm worried about it. He's been dropped, knocked out. Harris hits hard, but the thing is, Walt's cardio is so bad too. It's just such a, it's a fight that, you know, honestly is closer. You know, the odds should be closer than what they are. But if I had to pick one guy, it would be Walt Harris, just because he's training with Jones and he's got the power. So I'll take him by knockout or so, but it's not confident. And do not bet in this fight, guys. This shouldn't be in the main card. What do you think, man? What do you think?
Dude, the UFC matchmakers are the only people who get gigantic boners by thinking about low-level heavyweight fights on the main card. I mean, come on. You know, listen, we all still love Walt Harris, you know, and that has definitely to do with the thing that happened to him. You know, I'm not going to go into on that, but we all feel still for him, you know, and that's he fighting Parisian. Parisian is kind of the guy, like, I'm not really high on him. I have nothing against him, don't get me wrong, but I'm just not high on him. And I think, listen, Walt Harris, I don't think he is like the next level kind of guy or whatever, but I still think he's better than Parisian. So I'm taking Walt Harris, and pray to the Lord, it's a first round knockout and it's not a decision. So Walt Harris, first round knockout. Yeah, for the big ticket.
The big ticket. All right. Go to the next fight here, Marcel. Let's just get through these quick, man. Last two fights. Jonghyun Park against Albert Duraev. I mean, this is not a co-main event level fight. Let's be honest here. Odds for this one: Jonghyun Park minus 140, Duraev plus 110. I'm going to take Park. I actually like him here, Marcel. I think he's an underrated fighter. You know, I don't think he gets talked about much. He's not like the most exciting guy, but very effective. 62 record. He's won 3 straight fights. He's won 6 of his last 7 fights. Really good ground game. Really good takedowns. Duraev. He did look pretty good in his last fight, looked improved, but I still, you know, the cardio worries me, the takedown defense later in the fights, the gas tank, the chin, everything worries me with this guy, and I can't pick him. So I'm going to go with Jonghyun Park here, Marcel. I'll take him by decision. I think he wins. I think there's, you know, I think he's underrated. Like minus 140, it's not bad, I don't think. So what do you think, man? Quickly.
Always been a huge Albert Duraev fan in ACB, you know, and I don't think he really showed up so far. The ACB Albert Duraev hasn't showed up in the UFC, only in this contender series fight against that Bittencourt guy, I remember. Listen, based on what I've seen in the last couple of fights from both guys, I got to go with Jonghyun Park here, man. I think Park looked good. He's solid. I think he's underrated, like you said. He's that kind of a guy, that quiet guy, into the top 25 at middleweight. Nobody really talks about, you know, but he is like getting wins, you know. I think he only lost to Rodriguez, and he also lost in his debut against Hernandez. Actually, I also think he lost to Eric Anders, but he got the win, so I shouldn't bitch about it. Yeah, Park. I'm thinking Park. Does he get? Listen, man. The thing is with Duraev, I always have the feeling like as longer the fight goes, he fades. And I don't feel that with Park. So he gets a late finish or he wins a decision. John Young Park for me.
I'm with you on that one, man. I think a late finish is possible as well. All right, get to the main event here finally, Marcel. We got Holly Holm taking Mayra, Bueno Silva. Sorry.
Finally.
Minus 170, Holly Holm, Silva plus 130. Listen, like I would love to see Silva win. Like I think she's exciting. It's nice to see a fighter like her in the division that's super aggressive. Great ground game, good striking, and she likes to stand and trade. Man, it's fun to watch. And on the ground, she's deadly. So it would be nice to see her win. It really would. It would give a brand new contender in the division. But like Holly Holm is still a good fighter, man. Even at age 41, she'll turn 42 this year. She's still a good fighter, still in phenomenal shape, great cardio, good chin. Smart high fight IQ, right? She'll use her wrestling. Her striking is obviously great. But the thing is that she can control fights with her wrestling. I'll never put it past Holly to get finished late in the fight, like we saw with the Rushte fight. She could always get sub late, right, in this fight by Silva. But like, I feel like Holly Holm probably wins the decision in this fight, guys. Like, I think she'll mix in the wrestling, be the bit more effective striker during the 50 minutes and grind it out. But deep down inside, there's still like it'd be better for the division to have a brand new title contender, right? If Silva won, just not sure if she'll be able to get the job done. So Holly Holm by decision. That's my lead. What do you think?
Yeah, I cannot pick against Holly Holm in this position. You know what I mean? Holly looked improved against Yana Santos, man. She looked better in that fight than in the couple of fights before that. Mayra Bueno, I remember she was about to get kicked out of the UFC when she fought Wu Yanan, pretty much, and she won that fight. I think it went to fight of the night. I don't think it was a fight of the night, but it went fight of the night. And after that, she got 2 wins with submission against Stephanie Egger and against Lena Landsberg. But this is a huge step up in competition, man, against Holly Holm, Listen, man, if Holly Holm fights the way Holly Holm always fights, she decisions her easy 50-45, I think, if she fights the way she normally fights. But never know, but I'm taking Holm by decision. Yeah.
Yeah, same pick there. So overall, I mean, we'll see what happens on this card. Again, not the greatest card, but just wanted to give you guys a preview. Again, I'm going to get back to my Vegas vacation here, Marcel. But
sure thing.
I'm glad we did the show. It's out of the way now. We don't have to think about this week. Guys, thanks again for joining us today. If you missed the UFC recap, I can listen to it. Preview UFC Vegas 77. Hope you guys enjoy the card. Marcel, I'll see you next week, man, when I get back. But in the meantime, guys, have a great week. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care and enjoy the fight. Peace.